All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all six continents, my name is Ali Madawi, and I am your host with the avocado toast on this bright Yup Daily. And I have some incredible, legendary, amazing human beings who have achieved, established an incredible amount of success for themselves in their own lanes, but I can promise you, you're going to start picking up some common denominators between all of them on how they are not only maintaining, sustaining, and continuing to impact, inspire, and yes, create success as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I have with me Dr. Katrina, that I'll tell you about her background a little bit, Dr. Breakthrough, which I'll tell you about his background a little bit, and the one and only Pastor Willie Peterson, which I'll also tell you about in a little bit. But before we do, let me say good morning to some of our amazing, incredible people. What's going on, Jimmy? Hey, Lisa from New Jersey. Winnie from Australia. What's up, my friend? Hey, Super K. What is going on, Jody Defo from Florida? Deb Andrews, what's up, my friend? How you doing? Mary from England. What's up, Christine? Oh, Christine, I didn't know you were from New Jersey as well. We got to connect. Nathan from Canada. How are you doing, my friend? Now, keep in mind, you can definitely create a watch party. Share this in your private communities, because I can promise you one thing. You're going to get a whole lot of golden nuggets. KFC's got nothing on us today, because you're going to be popping a whole lot of golden nuggets. All right, cool. Let's get after it, because we have a lot to cover and a lot of value to provide. Ladies and gentlemen, with me, we have Dr. Katrina Ferguson. And Dr. Katrina is the owner of Easy Income Tax. She's an expert in her own field. Now, there's a lot of people who do taxes, but a true expert that taught me in a short period of time some tricks that I never thought I even knew. And I've been in business for 14 years, and I've been doing really well in that space. Not only that, she's achieved for herself an incredible reputation, not only from being a top earner, a top investor, an author, doing so many incredible things. On the left corner, ladies and gentlemen, we have Pastor Willie Peterson. And this gentleman not only is a pastor that is impacting people spiritually every single day, a hardworking man, understand multiple streams of income. He is the host of DMFM, Deliver Me From Me radio show, definitely doing incredible things. And on the right corner, ladies and gentlemen, heavyweight champion, the one, the only, Hall of Fame motivational speaker, co-author of 6 best-selling books, the one, the only Dr. Breakthrough. All right. Y'all ready to inspire and motivate?
Oh, we're ready. I'm ready.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir. You're getting a little bit of feedback, but let's make it happen.
That's the powers of our voices that are saying we gotta give it to them twice. All right. Well, so first and foremost, and I'd like to give the word to ladies first, of course.
Come on now.
Dr. Katrina, you've been able not only to create success for yourself and sustain it all along these years. If you could, and I know it's hard to say, in a few minutes, or give us a little bit of some of the fundamentals, like the top 3 to 5 things that you gotta do in order to be successful in business, no matter what lane it is. You're muted.
See, I'm trying to be coachable and make sure that my background doesn't come through, because I am actually, as you can see, in my office today, and it is tax season. But when Mr. Medali calls, then you definitely respond. And I always look forward to an opportunity to be a blessing to other people. In terms of what we've been able to create, there are several things that are crucial. And the very first thing that comes to mind is remembering that no matter what situation you're facing, you always have a right to choose. When I talk to people and they say, well, I don't have any choice, I don't have any options, I'm just doing what I have to do, that's a defeatist attitude that will stop you from succeeding. What you have to remember is you always can choose. So when I came into the direct sales industry as a single parent mom, because I had, my husband had left, taken a 6-figure income with him, I had to create an opportunity for my children to have the same lifestyle as their friends did. It wasn't fair to them that they would have to have less because their parents couldn't get along, if that makes sense. So I remember talking to a pastor friend of mine who was walking with me through the situation. And He said, how are you? And I was like, I mean, what do you mean, how am I? I'm doing what I have to do. And he said, don't ever say that. Don't ever think like that, because what you've done is you've already accepted your situation the way that it is. If you ever want to see the thing change, then you have to accept the fact that, guess what? You have a choice. You can choose to grind it out and work hard and get to the next level, or you can sit home in fuzzy slippers, eating candy, watching the soap operas. You always have to choose. So celebrate the power in your right to choose. Celebrate that even where you feel powerless in any other area, you always have power and the right to make a decision for your future, for your family, for what's important to you. Secondly, and you're on camera, Veronica. Told you, I'm in my office.
We love you, Veronica. I forgot to mention we have a Ford superstar. Veronica, just turn and wave. This is what it looks like to grind and hustle. Go
Which
for it.
brings me to my second point, right? Associations are everything. Always remember to surround yourself with people who genuinely have your back, people who genuinely want what's best for you. If you feel in your insides, some people call it instinct, I call it Holy Spirit. If you feel like something is not right in a relationship, go with that. Every time that I have not gone with that, I have paid a price for it. So what you just saw here is we had a skeleton crew because of COVID. We have some people that are ill, some people taking care of their families, and they can't be in the office. Well, my sister and her husband, they literally, and she's not even my real sister, I've just known her since I was 12. I think that's about 7 years now. But anyway, so they literally got in their car and drove to Florida from Virginia to support me and the family business so that, the show goes on. That's why you have to have quality people around yourself. Dr. Breakthrough, bottom of the screen. I can't tell you I spoke at the Potter's house. Why? Because he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself and made that phone call. You have to find people who have your best interests at heart. Associations are everything. You hang around 9 broke people, guess what? You're the 10. But you hang around 9 wealthy people, and guess what? You're also bound to be the 10. Okay? Your income, I guarantee you, is the average of your 5 closest friends. Some of us need new friends.
I love it.
And then the third thing is be clear about your why. Why are you here? What was the plan that God had for you when he created you? When he placed you in your mother's womb, there was a plan for your life. And our journey is about discovering what that plan is and living it. That's your destiny. That is your purpose. A clue to your why, what hurts you? The other day, I got all this food at church. They loaded my car up. I was like, why? I'm only one person. But what we did, we went home, we cooked the food, and we fed the homeless, and we were able to minister to them and watch people get saved and lives be shifted and changed. That's why I'm here. I'm here to impact the lives of those who may not be impacted by anybody else. No, my office isn't in some big, bright, shiny office downtown. It could be, but I can't service the people that need me most from there. So I'm right here with them. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? And what did God have in mind for you? What problem were you created to solve?
Love it, love it.
With you on that.
Pastor Willie, what you got?
How are you, man? I love it, Dr. Katrina, because that's what it's all about, being where they need you. That's correct. Same question,
Awesome.
bro?
Yeah, give us your attributes as to how do you achieve and maintain success as well. As we're all in our mid-30s in here. I know you're just starting, in your peak. So how do you achieve it and maintain it, Pastor Willie?
I'll take that. I'm in my mid-30s 2 times, and I love every minute of it. I'll tell you, man. If I could use my slogan that I use, the DMFM, deliver me from me.
Yeah.
That's really what the dilemma is. All of us, many of us, we get caught up in the trap of what I can and what I can't do, and we allow other people to speak into our lives negatively. Well, I
Pastor, you're breaking up really, really hard.
Myself first, one
Yeah, we'll come back to you, Pastor. See if you can adjust, maybe drop and come back on. Doc, why don't you pick it up?
Well, hey, first of all, again, it's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. Thank you, Ali, for all that you do and making a difference in people's lives. And Dr. Katrina, thank you as well. One of the things that I will say also is, first of all, my main message is simple. Every master was once a mess, or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. And so, I think we're hearing Pastor out there again now.
Now, Pastor, you're breaking up hard. If you can, you might need to move like 20 feet ahead and come back to us. I'll bring you right back on. Go ahead, Doc.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, so my beautiful wife Nadia, of course, I call her my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight. But we were speaking this morning. I think I sent you the song the other day, "The Power of Yet," Y-E-T, "The Power of Yet." And I think what like great people like Dr. Katrina and Pastor Ali, yourself, of course, Jimmy Azell, I think everyone who's successful, they may not know this or been aware of it, but they always understand the power of yet, not yet, right? So like Jimmy's always talking about this dream. So in other words, it's something he knows is going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. And successful people keep their mind on the yet, it's yet to come, while everybody else gets discouraged of what is now and they throw in the towel. See, Dr. Katrina, even in her worst moments, right, what gone through the situation in her past, she kept looking at the yet, what's going ahead, and as she mentioned, listening to these powerful people that encourage her and spending time with other people who always were looking forward to their yet, right? And so I love when people say to me, "Hey, congratulations, you did this," or "Congratulations on this." And I love saying to them, "Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I can't wait for it to be your turn, your time, because your time's coming if you'll just stay focused on the yet." And then, of course, they've already mentioned, my main mentor, Charlie Tremendous Jones, said you'll be the same you are 5 years from now, except for the people you meet, the books you read. And I just added the challenges that you attend. And of course, we've got a challenge coming up next week, excuse me. And the power of the challenge is a challenge helps to pull us outside of our comfort zone. So here's what people have to understand. Every successful person if you think they're successful, here's one thing I can tell you. Not just did they keep looking forward to yet, right? Like here's another thing though. They were willing to come outside their comfort zone. See, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Your next breakthrough is on the other side of your comfort zone. And so Dr. Katrina, Pastor Peterson, Ali, all the folks, we've all come outside our comfort zones, and nobody wants to, but that's where the sweet spot is. That's where the quote unquote magic happens. And so, my friend, you've got to be willing to do that. And then, as I mentioned, having a community of people that support you, having a community of people that will buy into your vision, even sometimes when they don't quite understand it. And those things, I think, simply will help you to do that. I close this thought. I was speaking to a group yesterday, and I said this. I said, you've got to be committed to the process of being bad or feeling bad for as long as it takes to get good. If you can do that, then you can master and be successful in anything. I'll say it one more time. You got to be committed, keyword committed, to the process. Again, it's a process of being bad or feeling bad for as long as it takes to get good. And so if you'll do that, my friend, then I'm telling you, the mentors, the good people around you, they can help you get good in anything and at everything. Even Pastor Peterson, the great man that he is now. Why? Because he was committed to the process. Dr. Katrina, the same thing, committed to the process. Ali, again, you're amazing. I don't even know how you do everything you do, man. But again, you were committed to the process, and you had to go through that uneasy feeling of I'm bad or I feel bad. But guess what? You kept on until you got good. And now you all are extremely good. And I'm extremely blessed to be in your presence. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Pastor Willie, let's give it another shot. Talk to us about what you do to maintain the success that you've created for your young 30-year plus or times two?
I love it, man. I love it. And again, thank you for allowing me back in. I don't know what's going on out here. I'm outside of on the outside working today and waiting on my wife to take care of her treatment. But again, looking at steps, I had to focus on. I had to look at myself. I can look at all others, but if I'm not looking at the way I'm operating or living, and that's why the slogan DMFM came into life for me, is deliver me from me, and I had to learn how to do that by studying, by reading, by being around the right people. Because if you don't want to take the steps to achieve what you want to achieve, and generally you're going to get that from listening and working with people who are not so much better than you, but they are ahead of you. They've gone where you want to go. I say this often, and Dr. Breakthrough heard me use this term. A leader without a following is just going for a walk. And so if you're not out there, if you're not following somebody that's already been where you're going to go, you're going to find yourself lost. That's one thing, is deliver me from me. Two, as I said, connecting with the right people, finding the right source of people who have the information that you want to get. If you want to be a doctor, why are you hanging out at a bar? You want to go to where the doctors are hanging out at. You want to go to the schools that they're learning from, even if after they get off work, if that's where they're going to be, then go hang out where they are. I want to be around motivational speakers. I want to be around people that's going to take me where I want to go. And so that's first. And then obviously, I should have said first was my faith. Believing in a higher power for me makes it work, because I realize I can do all things through, in my case, I can do all things through Christ that strengthened me. And so I believe in that. I just shared with some people, and I've been using all week long in my sermon. We all use the term, I can see the light on the other side of the tunnel. But one of the problem is, do you know the light? It's a lot of us go through the darkness. We go through all kind of trials and tribulations. But when you tunnel and you see the light, what is the light there for? Light does several things. There are different kind of lights in our life right now. Wherever you are working from, there's a fluorescent light, a LED light, there's an incandescent light, there may be even solar light. But all of them bring in energy in a different way. And when I'm looking for the light, I'm looking for the right kind of energy that's going to allow me to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. Light does what? Light sometimes warm you up, it heats you up. Sometimes it gives direction and a path. Light has a different purpose. And so when I'm looking for the light, Ollie, your light helps encourage me. It motivates me. Dr. Breakthrough, your light encourages me, it motivates me, and it gives me a focus. Dr. Katrina, your light, it empowers me, because it gives me the tools that I need to carry on. So all of us need to look for the light. Do you know the light? And so there are several. I have a lot of tools that we can use, but first of all, you gotta find things that's going to help you, correct you. Deliver me from me. Everybody say that. Deliver me from me. And then after you find a way to be delivered, find the right people that can give you the light, that can take you where you want to go, and then research, study, read, listen. And then when you get the information, put it into practice. What good is it having a book and you're reading the book and it's sitting on your shelf? Once you read it, once somebody gives you a direction, when you all told me in December what to do, I've been doing it ever since. And I intend to continue to, because there are some things I'm learning from you all. You guys are giving me light. And as I learn it, I put it into practice, and I'm able to go further in what I'm doing. And I recommend that to everybody.
Love
I pause, because I'm a preacher. If you let me talk, I can go on and on and on. Now,
Yeah, I got you. I'm about to pull the charger off your phone from your car. I appreciate you. We got about 14 minutes to go. So let me go back to you, Dr. Katrina. One thing that there are a lot of people who talk the talk, right? Like, I'm an entrepreneur. It's a cool thing to say. But in reality, you see their numbers. Everybody walks in like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, and you're like, oh boy, okay, you got the title, but you got some work to do. From your point of view, financial literacy and operating a business like a business is an important piece. Why do you think a solopreneur or starting entrepreneur does not have that discipline necessary to do those very basic fundamental things to be successful?
So I think, Ali, that the key issue that we have as people is this thing that people call a comfort zone, right? As long as we can operate inside the box of what we're comfortable with, we tend to stay there. We tend to think that somehow we're going to level up out of this comfort zone. So I have a question, and I want anybody to answer me in the chat. Whose idea was it about a comfort zone? Who decided that there was even such a thing as a comfort zone? And then why did we buy into it? And why can't the world be our comfort zone? Why does it have to be what we're accustomed to? By definition, an entrepreneur is someone who takes a calculated risk. The key is calculated risk. That means you don't leave your job saying, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, and you have nothing that you're going to. You have to grow into that title. So it's really easy, like you said, it's really cool to say, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business. I have this, I have that. But when you look at the paper, is it really profitable? Is your family suffering? Understand clearly, there's nothing dishonorable about having a job. There's nothing dishonorable about taking care of your responsibilities, paying your bills, and making sure your kids are fed. As long as it's a means to an end. If you're called to be an entrepreneur, everybody isn't. It can be cool to be the CEO of somebody else's company, if that's what you're created to do. Everybody wasn't created to lead from the top of a business. Some of us were created to be a support. So what we have to understand first and foremost is, as an entrepreneur, you are leaving anything that's ever been comfortable. When I realized that if I didn't work, I didn't eat. Oh, you face the morning a little differently. You know, we talked yesterday about slaying the day. You're slaying the day, the afternoon, the night, the morning, the weekends, Sunday, weekend. I don't even know what a weekend is anymore. You slay your entire life, and you simply decide. That means the root of the word decide is desire. It means to kill all other options. It means you won't fail. You won't quit. You won't give up. No matter what it looks like, sounds like, feels like, no matter what your family and friends are telling you, you have to stay the course. And if you don't have that stick-to-itiveness in you, you need to get around people who do until you develop it, and then start having the conversations with your mentors about what's my next step in entrepreneurship. If you're not paying your bills, go get a job. It doesn't matter what it is. Make sure that you're honorable in the sight of man, that your deeds can't be ill-spoken of. There's nothing worse than a grown person naming the name of God and not paying their bills. Let's get that out of the way. And then let's go start our businesses and create enough for ourselves and to give away and share. Because that's the beauty of entrepreneurship. When my kids were hungry, I couldn't think about feeding anybody else. My kids are well fed. Now we feed the nations.
Wow. Talk about mic drop. I don't even know if anybody want to follow this. All right, I'll go to you, Dr. Breakthrough. You help individuals create one or more breakthroughs. That's what you literally, that's your mission on this earth, right? So if you don't mind, some of the biggest breakthroughs that you've created, or most of the time you see that there are trends in the breakthroughs that you create. What do you think that energy, that thing that holds somebody from becoming great? You know, is it fear? Is it lack? Is it comfort zone? Like, what do you think for those who are listening and those who are going to invite even to the challenge? What is it that they have to get over in order to create one or more breakthroughs?
Limiting beliefs. That is the lies. Right in the middle word beliefs is a 3-letter word called a lie. And so what happens is when there's lies that we believe in, we live a very limiting lifestyle. And sad to say, that was the life that I lived for most of my life. And to some degree, I'm not experiencing more success than I could right now because there's still more lies that somewhere along the line I've embraced and believed in. And so the more I study, the more I learn, the more I read books, the more I attend challenges, the more my eyes are open to lies that I've embraced and believed in that are limiting me. And so as we break through the lies, you know, Jeremiah 7:8 says, you trust in lying words which cannot profit. Which means then the truth then is the thing that can set you free so you can profit. So the main thing, again, those limiting beliefs, but sadly to say, sometimes we don't even realize that what we're believing in is not serving us well, it's not empowering us. And so that's why we have to be challenged to change.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a solo so everybody can actually see it. Here it is.
Come on now, beliefs, right? You see right in the word beliefs is the word line.
Yeah,
You got to take the limits off. And when you take
yeah.
the limits off, success happens.
Love it, love it. I appreciate that illustration, Pastor Willie. For you specifically, and we have less than 3 minutes, so I need you to help me out here with the time.
I can do it.
So, Pastor Willie, for you, you know, you probably have the most. I remember when I, you know, like when I accepted God, and when it was a scary moment. I remember, like, I was nervous, my hands were shaking. I was like, you know, and I remember being like, dude, you just gotta accept God. Like, that's all you gotta, like, it's just a decision. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. They're like, bro, like, I've seen you jump off of, like, you know, 50 plus feet cliffs. Like, this is a lot easier. I'm like, no, you don't understand. So, talking about a belief system, and that's your space. What is it that holds somebody from letting go of that negative limiting belief, and what is that transition looking like in your space?
I like to call that term faith. The Bible
Mm,
teaches me that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And you just use a great example of jumping off out of a plane, skydiving, things like that, high board diving from a swimming pool. And I can even make it more simpler. When we were in Florida together, many of us sat down in chairs that we had never sat down before in our lives. And we didn't take the chair, turn it upside down, and take a good look at it to see if that chair worked. We just sat there when we got the signal that it's time to sit down and get involved in what was going on. Many of us, we walk by faith, but we blind ourselves with Dr. Breakthrough and Sister Katrina just talked about belief. We allowed the lie that's been taught us and told to us down through history and generation. When I'm teaching cultural diversity, I have all of my students look at these four things. We look at isms, biases, prejudice, and stereotypes, and those things that we have been encompassed with all of our life, and we accept them as normal, as today. And so I say to anyone, if you want to achieve things, if you want to do better, then you need to walk by faith and not by sight. I don't, you know, and Jimmy says it all the time. You have to see yourself being a diamond. I'm looking forward to going to Hawaii in January because that's what my wife and I have been trying to do for years. And we're celebrating 50 years of marriage next year. My honeymoon is in Hawaii. I see it by faith.
I
And that
love it.
means now, since I see it by faith, I've got to what? Walk by faith. Every day that I rise with that in my mindset. Help me, Dr. Katrina. I rise with it in my mind that there's a goal in mind. And so I also believe I ought to press toward the marks. And so since my mark is Hawaii in January, I've got to press toward it. Anybody here ever use an iron? You don't just set the iron in and let the iron do, okay, iron, go to work. No, you begin to move the iron. You press, you work that thing so that you can get the wrinkles out. My brothers and sisters, you got to work that thing to get the wrinkles out of your life. You got to work that thing to get the negativity out of your life. You got to work that thing to believe that you can do all things. You got to work that thing to see your goal, whatever your goal is, silver, if it's diamond, uh, whatever it is, you've got to see it, but then you've got to put it to action. You got to walk by faith. Finally, I'll say that when I teach in the Bible, and I want people to know I teach cultural diversity, and on campus they ask me crazy questions like, well, how can you teach these different things? And I say, if you want to know more about my belief, I'll show you after class. But one thing I want us to know, that in the Bible it teaches me that when I say I can do all things, I believe that. I accept that, and I walk in it, and I press that, and I say that to anybody. You can accomplish these things that, as I say, Brother Ali, you're a light, you're a motivator, you're a mentor. You've accomplished so many things. Speaking, I heard last night they were bragging on the fact that you can speak 5 languages. I'm doing good speaking one, but what you do well, you do well, and I want to learn from individuals like you. Dr. Breakthrough comes in, and when he wanted to do all that breaking of the bricks the other week, I wanted to help him get to that goal so everybody can see it's possible. Dr. Katrina is teaching us how to be financially independent, and I'm reading about her every day because I want to know how to get there. And the only way to do that is I got to walk by faith. I don't know what's at the end, but I do know when I get there, when I get to the end of the tunnel, I'll see the light.
God is good. That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to give him a whole lot of
Did I use my 3
props.
minutes? All right.
No, you're good. You're good. You're amazing. It was well worth it, even if it was 5.5. But I'll take it. It was well worth it. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine we just spent about a half an hour together. Imagine if we spent 5 whole days together. So we have a 5-day Yup to Freedom challenge that day 0 is Saturday, day 1 is Monday. And not only you're going to see these amazing, beautiful faces, and you're going to hear from so many awesome coaches, trainers. We also have, along with Dr. Breakthrough, the one and only James Melanchek from ABC hit show Secret Millionaire, the shark himself, the $5 billion man, the original shark, Kevin Harrington is also going to be on with us. Steve Mandel is also going to be with us. Jimmy Zell, and so many incredible.
I'm
here to serve. You're too kind, brother. But here's the thing. You got to do your part. See, by the way, this is complimentary. Yes, there are options for you to upgrade to VIP sessions, but the whole event from day 1 to day 5 is 100% complimentary. We're also going to be opening up some VIP sessions, and we literally are going to incentivize individuals for showing up. Like, we give away iPads, we give away money, we give away books, we give away social media kits every single day just for showing up and showing out. So here's the thing. You need to go and register today. So whomever tagged you on this video, they respect you and love you enough that they're giving you $25,000 to $50,000 worth of training and coaching from billionaires, heck on millionaires, and very, very successful entrepreneurs who are literally giving you everything they got. Practical training, secrets of marketing, sales and techniques and strategies, everything you've ever desired, wanted, and to embold yourself, overcome your limiting beliefs, create breakthroughs, wink, wink, Dr. Breakthrough in the house, and so much more. So you need to register today, joinyupfreedom.com. And you'll be able to register, or like I said, definitely the person who is tagging you in here. So for those of you who are watching this from within the Freedom Makers, make sure you tag those individuals that needed to hear this message today. And I am so excited. Tomorrow, we're going to be back at it again with another Yup Daily, and we're going to have Debbie Morton, we're going to have Chef Katrina, and we're going to have Coach Ivan Alvarez, 3 powerhouses you do not want to miss. And by the way, tonight, for anybody who's watching, if you ever wanted to have a strategic partner in branding, we have a full-blown training webinar at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, yuptribezoom.com. Let me tell you who's training. The former chief marketing officer of UFC. She took him from 0 to $4 billion. That's going to be your trainer tonight. And that is at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. YupTribeZoom.com. Make sure you show up. Hey, you may even want to consider bringing some people with you who need to learn how to build a $4 billion brand. And then, thank you so much, Dr. Katrina. Thank you so much, Dr. Breakthrough. Thank you so much, Pastor Willie, for giving me the opportunity to be in here with each and every one of you. Appreciate you.
Ali, I just need 10 seconds. I got to tell you this, man, because I invited. I invited somebody to the challenge. They invited Pastor Willie, which is his brother. And so Pastor Willie now is part of this community and had so many breakthroughs because somebody invited him to the challenge. So you want to be somebody that invites somebody to this challenge.
Yes, indeed. Let's go ahead and bless the world. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Until next time, have a blessed day, everybody.